To learn the good, the bad, and the reality of the nomadic lifestyle, click the subscribe button so you don't miss anything. Click the bell notification. Told you in a recent video that I spend several hours a week picking up trash at these campgrounds that we stay at. National Forest, BLMs. It's every place we go. It does get frustrating. Before I get started, I do want to admit that I recognize that I am part of the problem. I came out here to live the nomadic lifestyle, not recognizing the impact that I was going to have. And Carolyn and I, as I've mentioned several times, are going to quit the nomadic lifestyle and we're going to do like off-grid living. And I have felt a lot better knowing that I'm not going to be part of the problem anymore. I was told in the comment yesterday that I need to stop worrying about this so much because this has been going on for decades. The trash has always been out here and there's nothing we can do about it, so we just as well enjoy it while we can. You know, that's just a self-entitlement behavior. Which brings me to a subject that I've covered several times. Social media. Social media is destroying our natural resources. The tax dollars were actually put in place to preserve natural resources so future generations can enjoy the natural resources. Well, what has happened is the national parks, national forests are trying to preserve it while this generation is trying to destroy it. All the while saying they have the right to be out here. You have a right to be out here, but you have a responsibility to make sure you're not tearing it up. I've documented over and over again the trash in almost every location that we've been at. It's just mind-boggling how people have this idea that the rangers are responsible to come out and pick up millions of acres of trash. If you type into Google national parks being destroyed, you'll get article after article of different situations that are occurring out here. As a matter of fact, this morning, I was trying to remember a name of a national forest, national park. I couldn't remember what it was that was having serious issues with people coming out here in huge numbers. And within a couple minutes of Googling, I found the article I was looking for. Wasn't hard at all. That's how bad this is. But the problem is, millions of people coming out here to get the selfie behind the awesome backdrop. And then you got the nomadic movement happening, the van life movement happening, and it's all coming together all at once. And the national forests, national parks don't have the resources to take care of it. All the while, their budgets are being reduced and they're having to deal with more forest fires. So the one I was looking for was called Horseshoe Bend. It's in Arizona, it's part of the Grand Canyon. I was actually in the area. I didn't go to Horseshoe Bend. Didn't actually know about it until after we left the area. And now I'm glad I didn't know about it because now I know about it. It's like, man, the place is gonna get destroyed. But to give you the idea of the numbers of people who are coming out here, that comment I was given, oh, this has been happening for decades, so I don't see what the problem is. Here's the problem. Horseshoe Bend, just a decade ago, was getting just a few thousand people to come visit it every year. Now this is just a small little area where you can see the green Colorado River around this little horseshoe. Well, it grew in popularity on social media, of course. In 2010, it went from just a few thousand a year to 100,000 a year. And so now it's starting to pick up momentum, right? Recognize Facebook just come out, Twitter's just coming out right around this time in pretty good force. Then by 2015, 750,000 people came out there. By 2018, 2 million people came to this one little bitty spot to get their selfie. So they equated this down to 5,000 people a day. You can see the pictures of this on the article, tons of people. Now there's another national park in Utah and they're really struggling with this. The Wave, it's called the Wave National Park. Now the interesting thing about the Wave is Windows has this, screensaver at the, when you start up your computer, it'll show you this little snapshot of some famous, beautiful place. You got to log in on your computer. Well, Windows had the Wave on their login. And so it really piqued a lot of people's interest. What is this? So they'd look at it, and it's beautiful. Now, we were in Utah, but we went to the Red Cliffs National Park. And this is sandstone. You can take your hand and actually break the stone into little sand particles. Well, the wave, I guess, is basically the same thing, but it's just gorgeous. As of 2018, they only give out 20 permits per day, and they do it on a lottery system. But here's the crazy thing. 160,000 people apply for the application every year. It is insane to me that you know, one little picture on a computer can draw that many people out. Now, it's my understanding, and I can't find the information on this. I read it a while back, so don't quote me on this. But I think they're thinking about raising the number of people that can actually go out there. But the problem is, the more people that walk on the wave, the more we're going to destroy the wave, and it's not going to be near as pretty that way. So how does the national park actually deal with this? It's a dilemma. We're supposed to let people come and enjoy these things, but at the same time, enjoying them is destroying them. Which brings me to the article that I saw today. This is interesting. There is this little tradition that started way back in the Scottish days, early Scottish days. I did a little bit of research on this. I'm not real versed on it, but they stack these rocks, and it's called cairns. I think CAIRNS or something like that. It has become an internet thing, and millions and millions of people are stacking rocks all over the country, in national parks and national forests, in Scotland and Ireland and all over the place. And they're seeing it everywhere. Now, you would think, well, what's the problem with this? Well, here's the problem with this. You're not supposed to be moving rocks around out in national parks and national forests. When we were in New Mexico, they had signs everywhere. Do not move the rocks around. And of course, people move rocks around, make barbecue pits, and stack rocks. I actually saw a stack of rocks there. It's causing erosion is the #1 problem. And it's killing the ecosystem, disrupting rivers and streams. It also is getting hikers lost, because there are some trails, and I saw trails like this in New Mexico actually, where they set up trails using these stack of rocks. Well, when you stack rocks, you're getting the hiker, well, which rocks am I supposed to follow? And they get lost. Now, when I was out there, these lava flows in New Mexico, you could have gotten lost easily. Carolyn and I would we would stand still until we saw the next stack of rocks, and then we just move to the next stack of rocks. Again, social media is really damaging our natural resources, and I regret that I am part of this damage. Thanks for watching. Click like if you like the video, and happy travels.